Eddie Brake here, Eddie Brake channel. Started a new video, ongoing mods to my ZX14R. Hang on a second, I gotta make sure I'm recording. Okay, anyway, if you watch my other videos, I took a stock 2013 ZX14R, ran it on the dyno. It made 198 and change. Then I sent my ECU off, had it flashed, but only to remove the safety features that Kawasaki builds into the ECU. I wanted to get rid of the RPM limiter. It's been raised 500 RPM. The top speed has been removed. It now goes back to the traction control setting that you last used, rather than defaulting to whatever the default is. I don't recall. What else? Oh yeah, and most importantly, the secondaries, when it comes from the factory, are delayed in opening to prevent, if you can believe this, too much acceleration under certain conditions. I had that taken out, so now the secondaries open much sooner, and it is an absolute mid-range monster. The reflash gave it about 6 more horsepower in mid-range and a couple more on top. Then I set off with the Pizzazz. It has been installed, and I also put a full tie system pipe on it, a full system, titanium all the way, lightened the bike by 32 pounds. And then I also put in a lithium battery, which weighs 1.7 pounds versus the 10.8 pounds of the stock battery. So lots of stuff. I probably have it down to around 530 pounds now from 580 something. It's noticeably lighter, believe it or not. I mean, 530 pounds is still a lot of weight. It is still a tank, but it is noticeably lighter than it was before. Then, the Pizzazz comes, I got the complete Pizzazz, which comes with quick shifter hardware, except for the actual shift rod itself, because it cannot be hooked up to the stock shift lever on the ZX14R. On the ZX14R, the stock shift lever comes directly off the spline coming out of the motor, and there's no linkage rod. So Pizzazz suggests getting aftermarket rear sets. Well, the usual name brand rear sets start at about $350. Vortex, and then they go up from there. Sato. I mean, you spend about as much as you want on rear sets, and I just thought it was ridiculous. I've already invested a whole bunch in the Pizzazz thing, so I investigated Dynagest linear shift setup, which what you do there for the ZX14R is you have to drill a hole in the shift lever and drill a hole in the clutch cover, and to anchor a rod, so the rod runs directly off the shift lever and it's anchored to the clutch housing, and the sensor is of course in line in that shift rod. But it just would look funky. I didn't like it. I wanted to do the rear set thing, but I didn't want to spend that much money. Well, I read the reviews on the China rear sets, and overall the reviews were positive, except for bolts coming loose, which you can Loctite Red ought to take care of that. And so I ordered them. I figured for $100, I was willing to gamble away $100 to find out if they're going to work. So far, I just got the package, DHL. It came 8 days early. It wasn't supposed to be here until the 16th, and it came today, the 8th of December. Well packaged. Everything was wrapped very nicely. All the parts that moved were taped so that they didn't move around. Came in a box that is labeled FX CNC motor parts and racing. Yeah, I mean, it looked legit. All that looked great. So I taking them out of the box, I wanted to see if, you know, they really did look like they do in the picture. So I'm going to grab the camera here in a minute and give you a close-up of these things. I just pulled them out of the box, took the cellophane off and everything to show you what you get. And so far, so good. I mean, they're beautiful, actually. You know, I suspect maybe the quality of the aluminum isn't quite up to the top level, 60, whatever it is, 60, 61 or something. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. Get them on and see how. But so far, everything is tight. Everything, they look great. Anyway, let me give you a closer view of these things so you can see what they look like. Let's see. Okay, let's get up here close now. Alrighty. As you can see, there's the shift rod that comes with it. And that's the left side, of course. And then over here, the right side. And you know, I'm really quite amazed. Let me grab one of them and put it up in front of the camera, so you can see it. Now I got red. Why did I get red? My ZX14R is white, by the way. But you know, everybody likes to put their own little personal touch on things. I wanted to show the rear sets off if they looked good, which, believe me, I mean, they are impressive. For $100, my God, compared to what you pay for Sato or there's a lot of different brands, but they're all very expensive. And this CNC machined, and everything is, I mean, tight, high quality stainless steel bolts. I tell you, so far so good. I don't know. Oops, I don't have that in front of you. I'm sorry. I'll show you what you can see, turning it around this way and that way and everything. So anyway, there is a video on YouTube on how to rig up the brake light for these China rear sets. And I may have to watch that. I'm not sure. I have to get down there and look at what I'm up against. But anyway, I just wanted to show these as a continuation of what I've been doing with the ZX14R. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you that I did run it on the dyno with the Bazzaz zeroed out. I just wanted to get what the suggested settings were with the Bazzaz zeroed out, running off the reflash DCU, with the pipe on, and it made 211.4 something. So now I'm going to apply the changes that the Bazzaz suggests, and we'll see if we can get this thing up around 220. That's what I'm hoping for. So without any real effect from the Bazzaz, just the pipe actually and the reflash is making 211, about 12 more horsepower. Excuse me, about 13 more horsepower than it made bone stock. And, you know, I mean, I'm an old guy. I grew up with a 69 Mach 3, and, you know, I mean, back then, 75 horsepower was just absolutely, you know, a screaming motor. And then there was the H2, and, you know, I'm close to 80, and then there was a Z1 85, and it just, now, the bike has the horsepower of what all-out drag bikes used to have. You know, and it's as docile as a scooter, you know. It's ridiculous. Okay, so that's really what I wanted to show you. Let me give you a close-up of the shift rod. You know, it looks, you know, without me being able to test it out yet, from all appearances, it just looks like just awesome quality stuff. Everything looks good. You know, of course, this is kind of too bad, but I don't think I'll be able to modify this shift rod. Well, maybe I will. We'll see. To put the shift sensor in line on this one, I may have to get a rod from Bazzaz where you can cut them to any length you need, and they're set up so that you just screw in the sensors. So I don't know what I'm going to have to do there, but I like the fact that the shift rod is red. It's all red anodized. Oh, and why did I choose red? Because I wanted to match some other things that are red on the motorcycle from the factory. That are anodized red, the top of the fork tubes, the banjos on the brakes, And then I did a little work, by the way, on something else, because I think that it looks better, and I'll show you here. Let me pull this off and show you what I did. It gives it a three-dimensional look. The emblem, the ZX14R emblem, oh gosh, you can't, I don't think there's enough light for you to see it very well. Let me see if I can get, oh gosh. Well, what I did was, it now is in two colors, actually. The very upper outer flat surface of the letter, of each number or letter, is red. And I used an extreme Sharpie to do that, and it looks just like it's been anodized. And then the side portions, the side portions are actually at an angle, are the original silver. So it gives it a real three-dimensional appearance. But that's too bad. Well, let me go to the other side of the bike. There's more light over on the other side, and so this is going to go with the red rear sets. Let's see if we can. Oh God, excuse me. I know that I'm doing a horrible job with the camera here. But hey, well, you know, you like the video, you don't like the video, whatever. So here now, let me see. It still looks like it's just black. Let me get. Can't quite. It's just not able to show it right now. There's not enough light. Unless I get a flashlight. Let me get a flashlight and see if I can show it. Yeah, there's the rear sets again. Here's the light. Hopefully this will work to show you what this looks like. I think it turned out great. I love it, as a matter of fact. So, let's get down close here now. Now I think maybe you're getting to where you, yeah, there you go. You see the upper part is red, and the, yeah, let me get it up here like this. There, now you can see it. Anyway, that's and it gives it a real three-dimensional look, and it just makes it stand out more. So the red rear sets are going to go with that theme. Anyway, I will continue this another episode, if you will, of this video, installing these things and hooking up the brake light and so forth, and making sure everything's Loctited with Loctite red. And I have to set the adjustment on these things. They're fully adjustable. I don't know the numbers on the adjustments yet, but there looks to be 12 different, well actually 36 if you take all combinations. There's 6 places you can put the upper bolt, and here, let me show you that. 6 places you can put the upper bolt, and 6 places you can put the lower bolt. That's 36 combinations. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. Eddie Brake Channel. See you later.